Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. I'll be sharing my exact rate plan for the week for Euro USD, the Pounds USD, USD GPY, Australia USD, US30 BTC, and gold big move. So let's dive straight to the analysis of the week.
So guys, let's start our analysis with the dollar index. The dollar index on my weekly time frame, you can clearly see we have a bullish structure for the dollar index on the weekly time frame. You can see we have this lower low and higher low, then higher low, higher low. So this series of higher low indicates a bullish structure for the dollar index. So once we have this bullish structure, we need price to take out this level for us to see a bearish trend for the dollar index. So long we see have this bullish structure on the dollar index, our aim is to look out for more of the buying opportunity on the dollar index. Then we also have this resistance which see holding the market down. We need price to break this resistance for us to wait for retest, then we start looking for possible buying opportunity to the top for the dollar index. So let's look at the daily time frame of the dollar index. So on my daily time frame, you can see that price is still finding difficult to break this daily support and also a weekly support level. And you also find out that this level also is a major structural level. So long this level is a major structural level, if price can break this level, this will trigger a more sell opportunity on the daily chart for the dollar index. But so long price is above this level, don't expect a bearish trend because we cannot sell from a support level. So long price is on this support level, expect price to push back to this resistance first, start looking for possible sell or more buy for the dollar index. So the dollar index for this week see remain neutral. We don't have a clear direction yet for the dollar index to make our decision. So let's look at the next pair, which is the Pounds USD. So the Pounds USD on my weekly time frame, you can clearly see that we still have a sideways trend on the Pounds USD. I see that price has been on this range for a long period of time now. So we need price to break out of this range, then we'll start looking for possible buying opportunity. Then we also need price to break below for us to start looking for possible selling opportunity. So long we don't have a clear direction for now on the Pounds USD, we will not break more analysis on the Pounds USD until we see a clear direction. If we can see a clear direction on the Pounds USD, we'll be looking for ways to us to sell the Pounds USD to the downside or looking for buys to the downside for Pounds USD. So long the price still ranging on the Pounds USD, we can see the range is just too much. So we cannot risk our hard money on this particular trade setup. We need price to break lower for us to start looking for sales. We need price to break higher for us to start looking for possible buys. So let's look at the daily time frame of the Pounds USD. So on the daily time frame, we can also see clearly that we are currently on a range without a clear structure for the Pounds USD. So long we don't have a clear structure for the Pounds USD, we have to stay out of the Pounds USD for now until we get a clear structure for us to trade the Pounds USD. Let's look at our next pair, which is the Euro USD. Let's start our analysis from the weekly time frame. So Euro USD on my weekly time frame, can clearly see we have this higher high, then a lower high, and a series of lower highs. So long we have the series of lower highs, this indicates a bearish trend for the Euro USD to the downside. Currently, we have price close on this weekly resistance level. So long price close on this weekly resistance level, this will trigger a sell opportunity back to this weekly support level. And a break of this support level, this will trigger more sell for Euro USD to this next support level. But if price fail to break this support level, we might see a bounce from this level back to the top for Euro USD. But we still have a bearish trend, so we still have our confidence that price may still continue to push lower for the Euro USD. So let's drop down to the daily time frame. So on the daily time frame, we can clearly see that we still have bearish structure on the daily time frame, which is the major structure. You can see we have this higher high and lower high and lower high, then lower high, which is the major structure for bearish structure for the Euro USD. Then we have an inner structure, we have this lower low, then higher low, and this higher low and higher low. So long we have this inner structure series of higher low, this indicates a bullish trend for us. But we need to join the higher time frame direction, which is the weekly trend, for us to sell the Euro USD, which is we expect price to give us a series of lower highs for us to start looking for possible sell for Euro USD to the downside. So long the weekly is telling us to sell, the daily is telling us to buy, we have to stay at for now and wait for a clearer direction for us to look at for that selling opportunity for us to sell the Euro USD. For now, we don't have a clear direction for us to sell Euro USD until we see a series of lower high before we start looking for possible selling opportunity on Euro USD, which is we expect price to give us to break this low, then we expect a retest, then we start looking for possible selling opportunity for the Euro USD to the downside. So let's look at our next pair. Before we look at our next pair, if you are a trader, if find it difficult to have your edge in this financial market, you can book my one-on-one mentorship, the link in the description below. You can also join my VIP group, also the link also in the description below. You can also join my free signals Telegram group, the link is also in the description below. So if you are still find it difficult to have your hedge in this financial market, guys, book my one-on-one mentorship. The link is in the description below, where we teach you how to analyze your chart properly and how to manage your risk and how to know your area of interest for you to become profitable and become a successful trader. So click the link in the description to book my one-on-one mentorship. So let's continue with the analysis, guys. So let's look at the next pair, which is the Australia USD. Australia USD on my weekly time frame, you can clearly see that we still have price here have a strong bullish structure on Australia USD. But currently we have price close on this resistance level, which shows that we cannot sell from we cannot buy from a resistance level. So long price on reduced resistance level, we have to look at for more upselling opportunity from this for us to what to the Australia USD. So we expect price to drop to this. If we want to buy, we expect price to come to a support level for us to buy the Australia to the top. But if price can break below this level, we'll start looking for possible selling opportunity for the Australia USD. So Australia USD for now, you see have a strong bullish structure on the weekly time frame, but price close on a weekly level, so on a weekly resistance level, so we cannot buy the Australia USD for now. So let's look at the daily time frame. On daily time frame, you can see we have a clear bullish structure for the Australia USD, but we have price also on this weekly and also a daily resistance level. So we cannot buy from this resistance area, which is a trap for us if you are buying for that particular level. So we need price for us to buy. We need price to break out, then wait for a series of higher lows for us to buy the Australia USD to the top. Then for us to sell, we need the price to break below, then wait for a series of lower highs for us to sell the Australia USD to the downside. So for now, we don't have a clear direction to sell the Australia USD for now. We have a clear direction to sell the Australia USD. If you look at the major structure of the Australia USD, you see that on a daily time frame, we see have a strong bullish structure, but we have this inner move structure, then inner move structure. So this shows that Australia USD on the daily time frame remain on a consolidation. We don't have a clear direction for us to join the Australia USD sell or buy for now. We wait for a clear direction for us to make our decision on the Australia USD. So let's look at the next pair, which is the USD JPY. So USD JPY on my weekly time frame, you can see we see have a clear structure for bullish opportunity, which will have this lower low, higher low, higher low, and higher low. So this series of higher lows indicate a bullish structure for the USD JPY. So long we have this bullish structure, we cannot sell this pair. We need to follow the trend of the market for us to make profit from this particular pair. So long we have this bullish structure, we have to look at our area of interest for us to join the buys on the USD JPY. So we expect price today make a retest, then we start looking for possible buying opportunity to the top. We expect price to move to this resistance area on the USD JPY. So let's look at the daily time frame of the USD JPY. So on the daily time frame on the USD JPY, we can clearly see that now the structure of a bullish trend is building up, which is we now have this lower low, then we have a higher low and higher low. So we expect price to give us a confirmation for us to join the buys to the top to this resistance level on the USD JPY, guys. So this is what we're expecting from the USD JPY. I'll wait for the confirmation. You can join my Telegram group. The link is in the description below. Once I get the confirmation, I will drop it in the group, in the free Telegram group. So join the Telegram group. The link is in the description below. So let's continue with the analysis. Let's look at our next pair, which is the gold. Let's start with from the weekly time frame. So on my weekly time frame, you can clearly see that we see I have this lower high, lower high, lower high. So this series of lower high indicates a bearish trend for gold USD. So long we have this bearish trend, you have to look out for more selling opportunity on the gold USD. You can see that price still find difficult to break this resistance level, which indicates to expect price to drop back to this support area for possible buying opportunity on gold. Then if price can break below this level, this will trigger more sell to this downside for gold USD. So long we see have this bearish structure, you have to look out for more selling opportunity from our daily time frame. Let's look at the daily time frame. So on the daily time frame now, we need price to give us a series of lower highs for us to sell gold, because the weekly time frame is telling us what to sell gold. So we have to look for a clear structure for us to join the sales on gold, guys. So wait patiently for price to give us a clear confirmation for us to join the gold sales, which is the weekly direction, for us to get a confirmation of bearish opportunity on daily chart for us to join the weekly direction for gold USD. So let's look at the next pair, guys. Let's look at the next pair, which is the BTC USD. So BTC USD on my weekly time frame, you can clearly see I have a bearish structure on BTC USD. You can see we see I have a clear bearish structure, guys. We cannot go against the trend of the market. Cannot go against the trend of the market, guys. So long we have this clear bearish structure, you can see we have series of lower highs on the BTC on the weekly time frame. So long we have the bearish structure, we cannot go against the trend of the market. So our scenario for selling opportunity, we need price to break below this support level, because currently we see our price on the support level. So we need price to break below this support, then wait for a retest for us to sell to the downside. Or we expect price to come to this resistance for us to sell the BTC to the downside. So any of these scenarios serve for us. So let's look at the daily time frame. So on the daily time frame, we can clearly see that price is about to shift its direction to the downside. So we need price to break below this level, then wait for retest for us to join the sales on BTC to the downside, because our scenario for BTC remain bearish, guys. But we need price to clear the support level for start looking for possible selling opportunity on the BTC USD. So let's look at the next pair, which is US30, which is the dollar, which is the USD card. So USD card on my weekly time frame, you can clearly see we have a bullish structure on the USD card, which is we have this lower low, higher low, and higher low. So long we have this structure for bullish trend, we expect more of the buying opportunity on the USD card. So we expect price to retest all these areas, then we'll start looking for possible buying opportunity with our first target at this level and second target at this level. So USD card still remain bullish on the weekly time frame. For the bearish scenario, we need price to take out this low, wait for retest, we'll start looking for more selling opportunity for the USD card. Let's look at the daily time frame of the USD card. So long the weekly time frame is telling us what to buy, we have to get a series of lower high, which is a bullish structure for us to join this buy to the top. So for now, we have to wait patiently for us to get a confirmation for price on the weekly and also on the daily to align for make a decision for the buying opportunity on the on the USD card. So for now, USD card, we don't have a clear picture for buying for now. So let's look at the next pair, which is the US30. So US30 on my weekly time frame see remain bullish. You can see we still have a bullish structure on the US30. You can see we still have price creating series of higher low, and higher low. So long we have a series of higher low, expect price to continue to buy on the US30. So we expect price to hit this level, which is retest this level for start looking for buy to the top for the US30. So let's look at the daily time frame. On the daily time frame of the US30, we need price to drop to this weekly level and fail to close below it, then start looking for a buying opportunity to the top, guys. So we have to be patient for price to hit that particular level for making any decision on the US30. Let's look at next pair, which is the USD CHF. So let's start to analyze from the weekly time frame. On USD CHF, we are currently on the buy. We see expect price to continue to push higher for the USD CHF. So we're buying the USD CHF. So we can see that we see on the weekly we have this lower low, then we have a higher low, then higher low and higher low. Long we have this series of higher low, this indicates a bullish structure for the USD CHF. Then we can also see that price currently on our area of interest, which is this level. The long price is currently on this our area of interest. We expect price to continue to push higher for the USD CHF, because this particular level zone is a weekly support level. Let's look at the daily time frame. On daily time frame, you can clearly see that we also have a bullish structure which has this higher low, and higher low. So this series of higher low indicate a bullish structure for the USD CHF. The long price have this bullish structure, we cannot trade against the trend of the market. We have to look out for more of the buying opportunity from USD CHF. So we have expect more buy opportunity from USD USDC share with our first target at this area. So look out for more buying opportunity from the USDC share, guys. Guys, thank you for watching till the end. If you find this analysis helpful, please do it to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Then we also have a profile we want to recommend to you guys. The link is in description below, which is Antec Trader. You can click the link in description below, which is my link, to purchase your profile account, where we get a discount code if you purchase through my link in description below, guys. So see you in my next video.